Hey friends, Elizabeth here from Plant-Based Bride, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be filling in my 2020 bucket list spread that I set up in my 2020 BuJo setup video. So this is basically 20 things to do in 2020. This was adapted from my last bullet journal where I had a 27 before 27 spread, and I think I achieved maybe a third of my goals on that, but I only gave myself a few months to do all 27 of those items, and I just didn't have time to do every single one. So I thought I would repurpose some of the bucket list items from that list that I didn't end up getting to and add a few more in the hopes that this would encourage me to do some more things that feed my soul or take me out of my comfort zone. There are things that I love to do, but I put off and don't make a priority. And I really want to start living my life to the fullest and giving myself the kick I need to really pursue my passions on as regular a basis as possible, and to live my life in a way that I can be proud of, that I can look back and not feel that I didn't do the things that I wanted to do because I was afraid or because I was too stuck in the routine of my regular life. And I know I'm not the only person who struggles with this. I know in conversations with friends and family, this comes up a lot, that it's really easy to just fall into the day-to-day and all of the things that are required of us to live lives as adults in our current world. You know, most of us work the vast majority of our waking hours, and the rest of our waking hours, a lot of us are spending cooking and cleaning and dealing with administrative duties of living a life as an adult, or taking care of your animals or your kids or family members who are relying on you. And there's always something. And then if you have a spare moment where there's nothing, a lot of us just want to be a potato because we're so inundated with constant stimulation from all sides that sometimes we just need to turn off to not short out. So I definitely struggle with this, and I'm hoping that this spread is going to help me get my priorities in order. Of course, my first priority is to make sure that my family is safe and taken care of. So all of those things like working and cooking and cleaning and taking care of the cats and doing administrative things and all of those things obviously are a big deal and are not something that can be left to the wayside. But I can also shift my perspective on my free time and try to make that time more targeted towards things that I think will make a bigger difference to my general life satisfaction level, rather than just doing the easy thing like watching YouTube videos for 2 hours straight or watching a whole Netflix series about people falling in love through a wall. So, with all that said, here are the 20 things I would like to do in 2020. 1. Wake up early to see the sunrise. I am not a morning person. I do not wake up early enough to see the sunrise very often. 2. Visit my grandparents. My grandparents are lovely, and I don't get to see them that often, so it's important to me to make time to go see them. They are getting older, and I want to make sure to spend some quality time with them while they are still able to. 3. Donate blood. This was on my last list, and I put it off because I do have very low blood pressure and fainting is an issue for me. So I was feeling pretty anxious about the possibility of fainting while donating blood, but I'm hoping to get to it in 2020. 4. Spend a week off of social media. This one is hard for multiple reasons. I think it would be hard for a lot of us to spend a week off of social media just because we're so accustomed to it and in some cases addicted to it, but it's also part of my job. So it's a very weird feeling to think about disconnecting from all social media for a full week, but I'm hoping at some point in 2020 to take a real vacation from work and take at least a full week where I just don't think about work. I don't go on any social media for any reason. I feel like it will be very freeing. 5. Write the first draft of my musical. I've had an idea for a musical I want to write for years, and I bought the biography about the person I wanted to write this musical about and started reading it, and I had all these ideas, and then life took hold of me. So I'm kind of hoping to use NaNoWriMo this year to try to write the first draft of my musical, and I'm really excited about that. Number 6, donate to charity. I have already done this, but I hope to donate more throughout the year. 7, get another tattoo. I've had an idea for a tattoo for years that I haven't gotten around to. I only have one tattoo that I actually got 5 years ago now, so it's time for another one. I love my current tattoo, but I can be a bit indecisive, so I've put it off even though I know what I want. 8. Read 100 books. As y'all know, I've been working on this goal of reading 100 books. I'm doing pretty well so far. I'm already more than 20% of the way to my goal, so I have a feeling I'm going to hit it, which is amazing. 9, volunteer. I love volunteering, and I didn't get much time for volunteering in 2019. 10, record an album. I am a singer, as some of you know. I went to college for musical theater, so I studied singing, but I love a lot of classic songs, especially from the 40s, 50s sort of era, and I've always wanted to record an album of covers of some of my favorite songs, so that's kind of the album that I've been wanting to do and been putting off for a long time. 11, create my dream studio. I've been redesigning the back room of our house, which was sitting unused for many years, into my home office / studio, and it's so beautiful already. There's been such a transformation, and I just have basically the finishing touches to do before I can share it with all of you, and I'm just so excited about it. 12, take a weekend trip with Jason. I love the idea of just hopping in a rental car and going on a trip somewhere for the weekend, trying to be spontaneous, which is not in my nature. 13, spend a day with horses. I love horses. I grew up riding. Hopefully I can find a way to spend time with horses this year. I would love to combine that with volunteering and find maybe a shelter of some kind to donate my time to. 14, learn to cook some easy, healthy meals. I'm not the best cook in the world. I'm okay. I know how to follow a recipe, but I want to take this year to learn a few staple meals that I can whip up easily without having to check a recipe for dinners and lunches that are just really nice, wholesome, healthy vegan meals for my husband and myself to eat. 15, try a pole dancing class. I've wanted to do this for a long time. It seems like a lot of fun. I've done some aerial work throughout my life, and I feel like it's a very similar sort of craft involving a lot of the skills that I have through dancing for such a long time. But I love the fact that the strengthening aspect of it is focused on your upper body, because my upper body has always been the weakest part of my body. Plus, I hate working out, so the idea of doing something that's a workout that is also fun sounds awesome. 16, sew a dress. I mentioned this in a video back in December, I think, but I would really like to sew a couple, basically recreations of dresses that I have been lusting over, but can't justify the cost. So dresses from brands like Reformation that are sustainably made, but just out of my price range. Taking a look at those dresses and trying to come up with my own dress and sewing it myself to sort of fill that need in a more creative and economical way. 17, get my French back. So as a lot of you know, I speak French. I was in French immersion from first grade to grade 11 before I moved schools and couldn't be in French immersion anymore. And my sister is pretty much fully bilingual. Her husband is Francophone, and I love French. I love the language. I love speaking French, and my French skills are so rusty at this point. It's quite embarrassing. So it's something that I have been meaning to do for years, but I just want to set up a framework for myself to maintain my French in a more realistic way. 18, I want to declutter 50% of my belongings. That seems like a lot, but I think it's possible. I have started already. I haven't really been counting, but I did make a huge pile of clothing to donate as well as books to donate. So I'm on track for that. I just really feel like I can go even further on my minimalism journey. I've accumulated some things that I just don't need in my physical space. So I'm looking forward to that this year. 19, record an original song. As I said, I want to record an album of covers, but I also want to push myself to fully finish one of my original songs. I struggle with finishing a song and being happy with it, you know, that perfectionism coming out. And lastly, 20. deepen friendships. This one is something that is a bit hard for me. I feel like I'm in that time of my life where it's been enough time since college that a lot of my college friendships have kind of faded. A lot of us have gone our separate ways or don't live anywhere near each other anymore, and those friendships have sort of evaporated. And because of the type of career I've led and the types of jobs I've done and the amount of traveling I've done, I've really struggled to develop new adult friendships just based on who I am as an adult person. And I do want to try in 2020, as much as it's hard for me because I'm an introvert and I get uncomfortable in social situations. I get some social anxiety, but I do want to push myself to continue to nurture the friendships that I do still have from earlier times in my life and to deepen friendships that I have been developing as an adult. So there you go. There are the 20 things I am going to try to do in 2020, my little 2020 bucket list. I would love to know in the comments something that's on your bucket list for 2020, what's something that you're hoping to accomplish or finally make the time to do. I'm sure that I won't accomplish every single one of these 20 things, and that's okay, but I'm hoping to do as many of them as possible to really feel like I focused on things that matter to me this year and really truly lived my life. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you very soon in my next one. Bye friends. I want to take a moment to thank my patrons for their support. My patrons are amazing, and I am so grateful that they are willing to support me to make sure that I can continue to create content. I love making bonus content and rewards for them. I love building a relationship with them and getting to know them better. And I want to give an extra special thank you to our newest patrons, who are Amber, Sahara, Kristen, Sandrine, and Marie. Welcome all of you to the squad. I'm so excited to have you. If you at home want to join the squad, feel free. There's a link in the card and in the description box down below. And if you're looking for something else to watch, I recommend you check out this video and this video.